Okay, this is attempt number 5 of this week's piece of content. My name's Jordan. I'm from NZ Audio Editors. I'm going to try and mix that intro up every time because otherwise it's going to get a bit stale. Attempt 3, 4, and 5, I had a very itchy nose. I don't know if I'm up to 6 or 5, but let's see how this one goes. Last week you couldn't guess where I was in the world. I was in New York. Come on, guys. Have a look at the picture. See if you can guess where I am. This one should be a little bit easier this week. Anyway, piece of content today is ins and outs on live events and webinars. So I'm basically going to chat about what they are, what the difference is, who uses them, what can go wrong, that kind of stuff. So the difference between a live event and a webinar. So live event is actually in person. Okay, you're sitting down with a group of people in front of you. Maybe you've got a microphone, maybe you don't. Maybe you've got a PowerPoint presentation, maybe you don't. But you're sitting there or standing and presenting to a group. Maybe it's being filmed, maybe it isn't, but it's in a live setting. The difference with a webinar is that it's all remote. Okay, so really big thing that kicked off during lockdowns and COVID, thank goodness we're at the other side of that, was webinars and streaming events rather than doing them in person because we couldn't stand within 2 meters of each other. If we were lucky, it was a lot further than that if we were unlucky. A lot of us were jammed in our houses and kind of the full-on webinar was born. And it's essentially what I'm doing here. I'm sitting here having a conversation. I'm presenting, but the audience is all around the world. They've all signed in. They've all joined the meeting and come on and using Zoom, using Teams, using all of those different platforms to do so. Again, it can be recorded. Again, maybe I've got a microphone, maybe I don't. But whatever the situation is, you're now presenting to a whole lot of people around the world. So that's the difference. Live streaming, you can also live stream a live event. So if you're if you're running an event, you can also live stream that event and turn it into, I guess, what you would call a webinar. Just a live version of it. You can also keep that content and then distribute it. Maybe it's on your website, maybe it's on your YouTube channels. You can use that content after the fact to get more engagement through and use and content from the event that you actually ran yourself. What can go wrong? Everything. Everything can go wrong. You can have an itchy nose like I did. You can also have a disaster with technology. All sorts of different stuff can happen. You can forget what you were wanting to say. The point of what I'm trying to say here is a lot of those things go away if you have someone in the background running the tech stuff. So you essentially can focus on the content, whatever that may be, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you're scared shitless to talk about. You then now don't have to worry about things going wrong technically, whether it's, people not being able to join the meeting, for example. You can have someone making sure that stuff doesn't go wrong. And that's what I do. Lots of other people do that on my behalf or other companies do that, should I say. MC, someone MC running the event, I can do that as well. And it basically takes the pressure off of you to run the event. You do your superpower, which you're already nervous about, and you're talking about whatever it is that you're an expert in. And I'm doing my superpower in the background, making sure everything goes smoothly, making sure records being pressed, all that kind of stuff. And that applies in a live event and also an online event, because more than likely things are going to go wrong on an online event, but also things like sound and having a microphone for the audience who want to ask questions, those sort of things. Having the gear, someone just turns up with all the equipment and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So, and speaking of making sure things don't go wrong, that can be a really good way of addressing that. So consider having someone to help run your event so you can do what you're best at. Who uses these types of events? So business owners, corporations who want to work with inside their business, so they might be doing a presentation for their other staff members. Also people who want to get a point across or talk about a specific topic when it comes to, whether it's finance or political stuff, or whether they're, in my case, educating people on what a podcast isn't doing a full presentation on that. That can be done in person. That can be done online. Learning how to use a piece of software, things like that are really useful and easy to do online these days, because you can basically share screen. I turn this green screen into basically my shared screen, and then I can show people how to use pieces of software. So there's all different ways that you can use live events, whether they're live online or live in person. That's the difference. This was a long one. I got through in the attempt number 6, I think, which I'm stoked about because I've been talking for quite a long time, and there's a lot of things that could have gone wrong. I probably jibber-jabbered and rambled a little bit, but you guys all love me jibber-jabbering and rambling. And everyone's got lots of time to absorb content now, right? Wrong. Do short pieces of content, not like this one. Guess where I am, get 30 minutes of my time for free, and I'll help you sort out your audio, visual, and change the world. Bye.